Hello, everyone, and welcome back to the podcast. I'm your host, Joe True and Love. Here to AEW Rampage review for May 20th, 2022. The quickest hour in pro wrestling was certainly that. Again, had a decent amount of pro wrestling tonight. We had, we had some. First of all, we had Kilian Dain, which was a nice surprise. A nice surprise. First, Shawn Spears. Since Shawn Spears is going to be in this steel cage match, versus Wardlow on Wednesday's Dynamite with MJF as special guest referee, he's been taking on stereotypical giants the last couple weeks. Last week he beat Bear Boulder of Bear Country. This week he beat Big Damo, aka Kilian Dain, formerly of NXT. Well, I still don't know how WWE messed up Sanity, but they did. And it's unfortunate, but nonetheless, it was good to see him. Shaved his head, which was a little different touch, but cool to see. Although it wasn't a long match, so good to see him. We got the final Owen Hart quarterfinal matchup between the women, between Red Velvet and Kris Statlander. That was pretty good as well. We got. It wasn't shown on the show. I mean, it was shown briefly, but hearing the rumors and hearing the spoilers, I might as well bring about it now. So, Rampage was, of course, taped after Dynamite, and the spoilers came out that Bryan Danielson, and of course it wasn't shown at the end of the show, Bryan Danielson, the Blackpool Combat Club, and Santana Ortiz and Kingston got into a brawl with the JAS at the end of the show. And there was a little bit of an opening in between the ramp and the ring. And somehow Bryan Danielson got his leg wedged in between that opening, in between the ramp and the ring. So he was pretty much isolated there for like a good few minutes or so, like 10 minutes. Eventually they got his leg out, fortunately. He was able to walk, but he was noticeably limping. So, yeah. Good still that be able to see him walk. I mean, it's gonna be very dicey to see how he is. I'm sure he's feeling better. His leg is feeling a little bit better. Because, 2 days after. So, should be feeling a little better, but, hopefully this doesn't affect Double or Nothing. Of course, that big match is slated on the 29th, so we'll see. But, good, nonetheless, to see at least him walking at some capacity after that. This may cause for AEW to take more precautions and changes because Cash Wheeler, of course, he had that brutal arm injury when his arm got stuck on that ring on the turnbuckle a number of months ago against Santana Ortiz. Now, perhaps we get some sort of padding or some sort of something to wedge the gap between the rampway and the ring, but we'll see. We'll see. But nonetheless, thank you for joining me, guys. If you're new to the podcast again and want to click this subscribe, click that description in the corner. Take 2 seconds. Find more videos on homepage. On Thursday, I upload my AEW Dynamite review. Good stuff there. As far as the Owen Hart Cup, we had some damn good wrestling matches on Dynamite, including Takeshita, including Kyle O'Reilly and Phoenix, and much more. Although the main event, of course, was not particularly placed well, but it is what it is. But you can check that out on the homepage, as well as much more. With that out of the way, let's get to it. AEW Rampage now started right into the action. The House of Black versus Dark Horse, Evil Uno, and 10, and Fuego del Sol. This was a decent match. House of Black we need to see much more of. They've been kind of stagnant as of late, and the trios titles will definitely make them feel more important, I will say. Because for now, it just seems like Tony Khan's waiting. And he has revealed that the titles are on the way. So, we'll see. But Buddy Matthews, he mocked Pentagon Jr. with the Sierra Romero. He snapped Fuego's arm. Pretty much chaos in the middle of the ring. A whole bunch of double team moves by House of Black. The Brody King with a body block on Fuego, sent him crashing into a barricade to the outside. That was pretty much that. Back from break, Fuego hit a hot tag to 10. 10 ran a rough shot, knocking down all House of Black in the corner for a moment. 10 and Uno land nice double team on Black. A bit of a slingshot wheelbarrow German suplex combination for a near fall. But the finish match came in glorious fashion. Black hit a moonsault on the outside, taking out 10. Buddy Matthews decked Fuego with a DDT on the apron or on the rampway, took him out. And then Brody King won with a driver on Uno for the win. House of Black get the victory. Afterwards, we heard the Dead Triangle's music play. News of another big match. So, there was a tombstone. And all came out one by one. And Penta slowly revealed the tombstone, saying Double or Nothing, House of Black. So it pretty much seems like it's coming to a head at Double or Nothing. Death Triangle versus House of Black should be good. Of course, at Revolution, it was House of Black versus Penta, Pac, and Eric Redbeard, which was still a damn good match on the buy-in, but now with Phoenix, it's a whole nother animal. So, good stuff. FTR was backstage. They accepted Roppongi Vice's challenge to a match for the Ring of Honor Tag Team titles on Wednesday's Dynamite. Should be a good match. Should be, FTR, more FTR will only benefit everyone. So, and we know Roppongi Vice can bring it, so should be a nice match. For the Golem show is looking pretty well ahead of Double or Nothing. Shawn Spears versus Big Damo, aka Kilian Dain. This wasn't long, like I said, but still a good kind of showcase. Spears kind of dodging him for most of the match. Damo hit a big crosswire on the outside, landing a senton back in the ring, or landing like a forward Samoan drop, went for a Vader bomb, but missed. Spears hit a big knee strike, almost like a V-trigger, and then hit the C4 Death Valley driver on Damo. 1, 2, 3. Shawn Spears gets the victory over another peripheral giant. But good to see Damo, but Spears gets the victory. And Spears said that on Dynamite that he won't be locked in a steel cage with Wardlow. Wardlow, the so-called Superman, will meet his kryptonite and will be locked in with Shawn Spears, the Giant Killer. I mean, we think we know how it's going to turn out, but should be a pretty good match between the two. Looking forward to it. The Undisputed Elite were backstage. Adam Cole praised Kyle O'Reilly taking care of Phoenix and says that Destiny is lining up for Double or Nothing. How it's going to be Adam Cole versus Kyle O'Reilly. And Kyle O'Reilly said, yeah, get ready for another finger poke of doom. But he said in all seriousness, it'll be an honor to face Adam Cole at Double or Nothing. Although he has to get past Samoa Joe first in order to get that. But either way, should be an interesting match. And the Young Bucks, they challenged the Hardy Boys to a match at Double or Nothing. I mean, Double or Nothing just gets more loaded and loaded, so can't complain. Red Velvet versus Kris Statlander. Owen Hart Cup quarterfinal. Was looking forward to this. I was not sure really how they were going to go with this. But I did have a feeling with the little innuendos in that interview on Wednesday's Dynamite, how is it going to go? But this match was okay. You know, Kris Statlander had a great feat of strength. She lifted Velvet over her head and bounced her for a little bit with one arm for a gorilla press. But Kris, obviously, the stronger and of the two, the bigger female. Velvet targeted the knee of Kris, threw it into the ring post a couple times. Kris was able to fire back with a German suplex for a near fall. Red Velvet hit the final slice, but Statlander was able to kick out. Statlander hit a Blue Thunder Bomb for 2. Velvet hit a wheelbarrow press slam, or wheelbarrow press, for a near fall. Kris was going for the Big Bang Theory, but Velvet counted into a roll-up, but then Kris counted into a roll-up of her own. High stack, and 1, 2, 3. Kris gets the victory and moves into the semifinals of the Owen Hart Cup. You know, and Ruby Soho, who was on commentary, because she will face the winner of this match, which will now be Kris Statlander, and a rematch of a damn good match from the TBS style tournament. So, good stuff going. And yeah, afterwards, there was an attack by Jay Cargill, Kiera Hogan on Kris. Ruby tried to make for a save, but not much. And Anna Jay, she came out, literally took the crutch from Mark Sterling, and then chased off the baddies. So there's that. Jade Cargill actually challenged Anna Jay to a match at Double or Nothing. I don't think it's needed, but we'll see. We'll see. So we got Man of the Year. Well, that'll make 3 women's matches for Double or Nothing. Just thought there. Yeah. So the World Title Women's match between Thunder Rosa, Serena Deeb, Jade Cargill for Santa J, and the final of the Owen Hart Cup for the women. Interesting there. Man of the Year and Dan Lambert. They were out there. They called out Sammy Guevara, who stole Scorpio Sky's title last week on Rampage. So, Sammy Guevara and Ty Conti, they were back in a parking lot outside. They said, well, he wasn't planning to destroy the TNT title, but his friend has other ideas. So they had a sledgehammer in Ty Conti. TNT title was on the floor. And so he offered it to Frank Kazarian, who's obviously pissed over the actions of last week. So Frankie was going on this promo, and then pretty much just Sammy Guevara and Ty Conti were just making out in the back. So it was semi, just I'm curious what the crowd was thinking. Probably just like, trying to listen to Frankie, but yeah. You can't even tell Chris Jericho was saying, well, Sammy's getting it on back there. I mean, so they rained down on the TNT title. As far as the sledgehammer went, the TNT title moniker was being busted up. I mean, Sammy Guevara posted on Twitter saying that they ruined the TNT title, or people said they did. And now they officially have, or something like that. I'm just like, seriously? They got to change this thing. I don't see how this is benefiting either side. Tony Khan has to know that this is not favoring either side, whether it's the Men of the Year, Sammy Guevara, and Ty Conti. It's just not working for either side. And I don't know if it's just ignorance on Sammy Guevara and Ty Conti, or they're trying to embrace the heel turn, but it's just not benefiting both parties. It's just not. Britt Baker and Toni Storm, they were backstage. So, ahead of their semifinal match on Wednesday's Dynamite. So, Britt Baker asked Toni, can you handle this big situation, this big opportunity? And Toni fired right back saying, can you do this without your backup, without your friends? AKA Jamie Hayter, Rebel. And Toni Storm said, so help me God, if your friends or try to screw me out of this, then I will rearrange all of your teeth in your mouth and become your DMD. Understand? And Britt, kind of disgusted, just walked off. Intriguing match to look forward to on Wednesday Dynamite. But yeah, Wednesday's Dynamite's the go-home show of Dynamite before Double or Nothing is shaping out to be pretty interesting. We got the Steel Cage match, Wardlow for Shawn Spears, MJF special guest referee, Toni Storm versus Britt Baker, Owen Hart semifinal. We got the Roppongi Vice versus FTR Ring of Honor Tag Team Title match. Samoa Joe versus Kyle O'Reilly. Another good stuff. Hangman Page face to face with CM Punk. I did not check. Either it's Wednesday or it's next week, but the semifinal between Kris Statlander and Ruby Soho, that's to look forward to as well. So big build up towards the go home week for AEW before Double or Nothing. Main event: Blackpool Combat Club, Bryan Danielson and Jon Moxley versus Dante Martin and Matt Sydal. Boy, it's so odd seeing Dante Martin without his brother. I mean, of course, he was back for a couple weeks and now he's out injured again. So it's just unfortunate. So pretty much was just an attack on Sydal for most of the match, and then Dante got the hot tag, really fired back in. He had tope crossbody, literally cleared the top rope. Good stuff on the BCC, and then hit top rope crossbody on Bryan for 2. Bryan fired back. He hit top rope butterfly suplex. Beautiful transition to the label lock. I thought Dante was going to tap. Dante showed off his heart, got to the ropes, even when Bryan transitioned the hold. Then they were all in the ring. All chaos ensued. It looked like Dante and Matt had a chance. They staggered Moxley for a bit. Dante hit a nosedive on Mox for a near fall. Mox fired back with a pile driver for a 2. And then, so Bryan was raining down elbows and locked in a triangle on Sydal. Dante, he was getting elbows from Moxley, and then Moxley hit the paradigm shift. 1, 2, 3. Blackpool Combat Club get the victory over Dain, Dante, and Matt Sydal. Afterwards, of course, although it's kind of funny with Regal and Jericho on commentary, Jericho and them, well, they both got off commentary, and then a big brawl, of course, ensued after match between JS and Blackpool Combat Club. And then, of course, you were curious if they were going to film it or leave it out. Kind of glad they did. You did see Bryan for a brief moment, struggle because his leg was caught in between the apron and the ring. But yeah, they mostly showed the brawl from the stage area, so there was that. But again, luckily Bryan was able to get his foot out from in between the ramp and the ring. So that's that. We'll see about his status for within the next week, but should be interesting. So decent episode of Rampage. Double or Nothing's getting more built, getting more interesting. And next week should be fun as well. But nonetheless, thank you for joining me. If you like this video, click that like in the corner and leave a thumbs up. See you guys back on Thursday with AEW Dynamite. Golem show for Double or Nothing. Should be good. Should be good. And of course, Rampage next week, which I think will be live. Because either that, I'm not sure if they're all in Vegas, but I know Rampage will be in Vegas next week. So look for that. But thank you all. Be safe. I'm Angel Twin Love. Getting out of here. Peace.